Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Becoming a new person, gaining wisdom, discovering inner peace. Oh, how beautiful that would be for you and me. Thought experiment. What kind of animal would I be if I were the way I wanted to be? An eagle, high in the skies, where the dunya cannot reach me, where the dunya means nothing to me. And yet, I observe the dunya, seeing where my natural, or better written, nature-given needs can be fulfilled, so that I neither lose myself in the dunya nor suppress my natural needs. An eagle. It is no coincidence that it stands for wisdom. Far away from worldly influence, unreachable by earthly madness, and yet connected to nature and to one's own natural needs, with the world in sharp sight. Yes, great. But I have no wings, so what am I supposed to do to get a little closer to the eagle's way of being? We actually already know the feeling of being like an eagle, only in a human sense. When you stand on a tower or a mountain and look down at the world, that view makes many things appear differently. A calmness spreads within us, and we understand many things in a new way. This change in perspective makes us see the world with different eyes and recognize the earthly madness and renounce it. Do you know where I have also noticed this change in perspective so often? At the window of the intensive care unit. People fighting for their lives, families worrying about their loved ones, souls preparing to return to their Lord. And outside the window, people rush to catch the bus as if their lives depended on it, even though they could just as easily take the bus that comes 2 minutes later. Families get angry at their loved ones and gossip about what bad people they supposedly are. And souls scream inside their bodies, "Where is my Lord? Where is my Lord?" But the honking of traffic, the appointment reminders on the phone, and the shouts of people, "Me, me, me, only me," drown out the cries of the souls, until one day it is too late. What madness! I realize now, I still don't have eagle wings. Constantly standing on a mountain to have that perspective shift isn't possible for me either. And the ICU is certainly not my favorite place. Altogether, a year between the beeping monitors, which again and again, like trumpets and horns, not so subtly announce the presence of Malakul Maut. And the smell of disinfectant is enough as a traumatizing experience. Anyone who has spent a long time in intensive care or had a family member there knows exactly what I am talking about. So how else can I have this change in perspective without eagle wings, mountains, or the ICU? A ladder. Sounds simple, but it's not. With every self-reflection, with every piece of wisdom, and with every insight, we climb one rung higher. And the higher you go, the more you can see the world from the perspective of the eagle. But the higher you go, the more wind you feel. That wind, these are the unpleasant sides of the dunya. They are what make us turn our gaze toward what truly matters. At this point, I must thank my student because the analogy of the ladder came from her in a slightly different context, but that's a topic for another day. When you have this change in perspective, your view opens to something special, to the akhirat, in which each of us has already been assigned a place in paradise and a place in hellfire. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Paradise and hellfire were shown to me, and I have never seen such good or such evil as I have today. If you knew what I know, you would laugh little and weep much." This change in perspective, the one in which we fix our gaze on paradise and hellfire, shows us what truly matters and removes the insane and senseless desires of this dunya. Then we no longer carry worldly worries, nor do we chase after worldly pleasures. Our view of relationships, needs, conflicts, problems, and so much more changes fundamentally. You see the world differently. You see the world through an Islamic lens. You suddenly realize that what once seemed so important loses its value. You realize you are losing your ego. You become calmer, more patient, and you see everything from the perspective of the Akhirat. And that is exactly the point at which you can reach inner peace. Inner peace. What is that anyway? More on that tomorrow. Until then, and if, like me, you never grow eagle wings, then I'll see you soon on the ladder. There's room enough for everyone.